Hey, Otters fans, and welcome in to another edition of Ott The Record, the official podcast of the Erie Otters. My name is Trevor Cabea. On this episode of the show, we sit down with Otters forward Michael Deck, talk about his transition to Erie, Pennsylvania after playing in Owen Sound, growing up and watching Connor McDavid play, and what he's liked so far about Erie. Come along, let's have some fun. Well, we're here, another episode of the show, and so glad to have one of the newest Otters with us here on the program, Michael Deck. Michael, thanks so much for taking some time to join us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Exciting times, obviously, for you, and let's get going a little bit before obviously the trade and everything. What got you into the game of hockey, and just kind of where did that love of the game start for you?
Yeah, I think from the age of 2 or 3, my parents threw me on the ice with my older brother with his team, and they said to me that I started skating right away, and they said they knew I had something because my brother, when he started skating, he was on his butt the whole time. So my dad said his back was very tired with him, and when I went on the ice, he didn't have to do much of that. So, yeah.
So just kind of going from there, growing up. Obviously, knowing that the college route was going to be an option, talk to me about playing at some of the younger levels and just kind of growing your game throughout that time.
Yeah, so during U16 year, I was a tiny guy, so I knew I had a chance of getting drafted, which I did, and then I kind of thought, you know what, going to college, trying to go the college route is good for me because it gives me more time, gives me time to grow and gain some size. So I committed to SAC, St. Andrews College, and then from there everything took off. I got a commitment to Cornell University, and then the rule change happened for the OHL, and always since I was a little kid I dreamed of it. So when that rule change happened and I got a call from Owen Sound, I knew it'd be the perfect spot for me. So the change happened, and it's been nothing but great from there.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little about your time at St. Andrews College. Obviously, one of the top prep schools in all of Canada. You're working with elite level skills coaches. How important was that for the development of your game? And just talk to me about the experience of that. I know Ritter Coombs kind of had a similar type experience, but in the U.S. Walk me through what that is like playing at a big prep school like that.
Yeah, Dave Manning does a great job there. I mean, he treats us like pros. We have the facilities there. We have the weight room, the locker room that's honestly better than some OHL rooms. So everything there is given to us, and we're so fortunate to have it. I mean, we get to eat in the dining hall every night, and we get heavier, bigger, stronger. So he does a great job of that program. He treats us like pros, and everything we had there was just to help us get better. I mean, we had Leland DeLangley, one of the top skills coaches in the world, honestly. So having Dave Manning, Leland DeLangley, or weightlifting staff, Andrew Abes, and we had great athletic therapists as well. So everything there was given to us, and they just want us to succeed. So whatever we needed, they did for us.
Absolutely. And with that, right, you're essentially around, it's like going to college, right? Like going to university almost, right? Just at a younger age, essentially. You're around the same guys, you're around the campus, you're living on campus, right?
Yeah, I mean, people like to look at it as the same life as college. So, I mean, I did for sure. You live in the dorm with your buddies. I got to live with Oliver Turner for 2 years, and now I'm building with him, so that's kind of funny. But, yeah, you're in your dorm. You go and eat dinner. You're with all your classmates at dinner for an hour or so, and then you're back in your dorm or you're at the rink, and it's kind of just like college. You're going from class to dorm to rink to the dining hall, and that kind of gets you ready for the college step.
How important is that in terms of staying locked in, right? Because the distractions obviously are there, but somewhat limited because you're almost in a bubble, right? You're almost living in a bubble as opposed to in the OHL, you're on the road all the time, but you're obviously in a billet, you're in a city, where here you're just kind of contained in that one area.
Yeah, I mean, St. Andrews does a great job. They definitely care about their academics. So after dinner from, I think it was 8:30 to 10, you had study hall. So that kind of put you in your room on your desk and got you studying for math, English, whatever, and that got you ready for the next day of school because, they take school more serious than hockey, honestly, because at the end of the day, hockey isn't where you're going to finish. You have to get a degree. You have to get a job. So, I mean, they look after us for the academics, and, yeah, it's pretty fun.
What would a typical day look like then for you in that situation?
Yeah, so it's honestly wake up at 7:40, shower, go to the dining hall at 8, eat breakfast with all your buddies. Classes start at 8:45, and then you get normally 2 periods of class for an hour 15 or so. Then you got your lunch, and then you're back in class for another 2 classes. For us, we had a spare because we were in grade 11 or 12. And then after that, from 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock, we're basically in the rink on the ice. And then after practice, we worked out. And then you go from the rink to the dining hall, eat food, and then you get about an hour between study hall and eating. And then you do your studying, and by that time you're pretty tired, so you're trying to get to bed and repeat that the next day.
It's a full day.
Yeah, it's pretty tiring, but it's tons of fun.
That's a grind, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, on top of that, you have the travel and playing games and having to obviously succeed on the ice. What is the travel schedule like? I'm honestly quite not really super familiar with the prep school lifestyle, right? Like, what's the travel like, the game schedule, and what does that all look like, and how does that prepare you for the next level?
Yeah, so we start with 10 Goj games, just kind of preseason thing. We go all around. We went to Fort Erie, we went to Ayr, I think, so a few of those teams we did pretty well. And then from there, your league starts. So the PHC, which Ritter was on Northwood for, that league kind of starts. You do your crossover games. So the teams that aren't in your division, you play them in a weekend. So it's kind of like a 3-3 like the OHL. So I'm kind of used to your banged body through those 3-3s, and you got to take care of it. So that kind of prepared me for that. And throughout the year, you're either in your league play or we're doing tournaments with other schools in Boston. So we're on 8-hour road trips, and sometimes we get home on Sunday at 3 a.m. and they don't care. You got to go to school the next day. So, I would say OHL life is a little easier, honestly.
Really?
But, yeah, I mean, when you're not in school, definitely.
That's true.
But when you're in school, the school guys still have to go to school just like you did at SAC. So, I mean, it's definitely not an easy schedule, but it's tons of fun. You're with the boys constantly, and yeah.
It was fascinating talking to Ritter because he said with Northwood, you're playing 70, 80 games when it's all said and done because of all the tournaments on top of your league play. It's unbelievable. Again, that gets you ready for the next level, right? Because you're playing just that sheer amount of games. But he was talking about, 1 minute they'd be in Boston, then they'd be going to Winnipeg, and all around to play these tournaments.
Yeah. We went from Boston to Shattuck. We would fly to Minnesota. So
wow.
We got treated pretty well. And my first year we went to Germany to play some German
Wow,
teams.
no way.
We went to Prague, so that was like a 2-week trip that we got to go on, and that was unbelievable. We got to tour around all the cities there and play some German teams. So, I mean, we were pretty lucky to have that. And yeah, honestly, it gets you ready for the junior level, the college level, because you're used to the long bus rides, the early wake-ups. So, yeah, it's a great league.
What was that trip like? I mean, talk me through going to Europe and having the chance to play there. Obviously, Olympic-size ice that adds a new dimension. Obviously, for your game, though, that had to be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love my space, so I loved going to Europe. I mean, we got to play in Prague's National Pro League there, so we got to play in those rinks, and they were stunning. So there's so much different than North American rinks. So we were pretty lucky. We got to tour around Prague. Prague's big on filming movies there, so you kind of notice all these little spots for movies, and it's kind of cool. But yeah, the team that was a big bonding thing for us. That was early in the year, and that created us. That created a big bond for our group, and that was a super special trip.
And that's a life-changing trip, right? A trip that in 40, 50 years you're going to look back on like those memories, right?
Yeah, first time to Europe, so it was pretty special.
That's pretty cool. And to get to play, obviously, over there had to have been really awesome. And then for you, obviously, you mentioned it a little bit, but then the rule changes. Walk me through kind of your mindset there. Did you think automatically, okay, I'm going to head to the OHL, or what was that kind of process like for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously your brain's like, no matter what, you want to go to the OHL, but you also got to think in the long run what's best for you. I mean, the BCHL at that time was still a really good league, and before the rule change happened, that's where I was planning on going. So I was still talking to teams on the BC and kind of talking to them, and then talking to Owen Sound. And I mean, obviously the best fit for me and my game and the level of play was Owen Sound. So it was tough to say no to all these teams in the BCHL, but in the long run, you look at the OHL and how do you turn down the best junior league in the world. So, yeah.
Especially for you growing up in Mississauga in the GTA and knowing just, probably around a lot of the guys that you're playing against and with now, right?
Yeah, it's funny. So I billeted for 8 years for the Steelheads. So I kind of knew the lifestyle playing in the OHL, and I looked up to those guys. I had Owen Beck, who plays for the Laval Rockets now, and I got to look up to guys like that. So, I mean, yeah, I knew OHL was a dream of mine. I went to every game on Friday nights, and seeing how many fans came and watched, it was pretty inspiring. So
That's pretty sick. I was like that rink too,
Yeah.
Mississauga. I kind of miss it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I only got to go there once, but I did enjoy the games there at what was the Paramount Fine Food Center, and it was the Hershey Center back in the
few
day.
names.
Were you around when the Otters played the Steelheads in 2017?
Funny.
Were you a billet there?
When McDavid came in.
Okay,
Yeah.
even beforehand.
Yeah, so when McDavid came in, my brother's team had tickets, so we got to watch, and that was the fullest the rink has ever been. I mean, seats, standing room, everything was packed, and I remember him scoring a pretty crazy goal, so the rink erupted even with fans from Steelheads going crazy, so it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. For me, growing up here and getting to see him play 34 times a year for 3 years, I mean,
it's pretty special.
it doesn't get any better than to getting to watch that guy. And obviously going even further with Matthew Schaefer and what he's been able to do, and to even call some of his games has been great. But I imagine that moment, and I remember talking to Cameron Morton, who was an Otters captain years back. He was actually the first guest on the show. He's from Kingston, and he mentioned that basically the city shut down when Connor McDavid came to town, and just again that what a presence like that brings to the OHL. And obviously for you growing up in that big market and knowing what the OHL means, obviously had to influence your decision a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. You hear a guy like Connor McDavid's coming in your hometown, and tickets are gone in an hour. So my brother's team was lucky to get enough. I was lucky to go, and I mean, there's 0 parking spots, guys. People were parking on the streets. People were trying to get on a bus to get there, and Paramount Center has never seen that many fans. And
how old were you at that time?
When was that? 20.
That would have been his last year's 2015.
So probably 2015. So I'd be around 8 or 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at that age.
Oh, I was amazed. I knew of him obviously, but at that age you don't really pay attention to all that stuff, and you see him on the ice flying around. It's like holy crap, this guy's something.
I remember when the team got him the year before, they'd won 10, 11 games to get that first overall pick, and everybody's like, oh, Connor McDavid, he's going to get exceptional status. I'm like, he's 15, like, how good can this kid really be? And I my career day at school, I was like, oh, I want to be a hockey player, and they sent Connor Brown, who's obviously in the NHL now. And I asked him, like, how's this Connor McDavid? Like, everybody's talking about him, and he's like, he's really good. And then obviously he comes out and does what he does in the OHL. So Connor Brown was spot on. I'm bummed I didn't get to keep that connection, because obviously he's in the NHL now, but had a really solid, productive NHL career. But Connor McDavid, he was really fun to watch, and obviously, especially in the big market too, right? Like the whole city of Toronto and everybody, wow, he's coming to the big market. Right?
The Steelheads struggle with getting fans in that big market, because you have the Leafs, the Raptors, all those teams. So when McDavid comes into town and that arena fills, it's somebody special. So
absolutely. So again, you have the opportunity to move to the OHL. Owen Sound comes calling, and again, you mentioned fitting the play style, which is a unique one, because you think of the Owen Sound attack, you think of a lot of big bodies playing at the Bayshore, small rink, but you mentioned space being an element of your game. What was that fit like at Owen Sound?
Yeah, I mean, I fit really well in there last year. They had a lot of big bodies, so I mean, my IQ and my smarts kind of fit well with those big bodies. They rough things up, and I got to pick up the puck and kind of go and do my thing, and they found themselves getting in the net, and all I had to do was put on their stick. So the first couple of games there were coming really well for me. I got a few points, and I mean, I'm super thankful for Owen Sound giving me that chance.
Absolutely. Again, it's unique because you look at their team this season, it's not as big bodies as you're used to with the Owen Sound attack. Again, you think back years upon years, all these big guys that thrive in that building, but then kind of allows a player like yourself or a Pierce Bowie or another player like that to kind of pick up the slack a little bit and find the back of the net.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I definitely see them. I didn't really think about it that way, but they're definitely trying to get size now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they look like a vintage Owen Sound team. From
even like some of the skill guys, like a Colby Barlow a couple years back, like
big.
He's huge, right? And a rocket of a wrist shot. So again, fascinating on how you build a team based on the rink and the style that you want to play there.
Yeah, they renovated their boards and ice, so I mean it's not as painful.
I was going to say, what was it like getting hit into the Bayshore boards?
Last year it definitely hurt a lot. The boards were wood, the glass was pure glass, so it didn't feel well. They didn't really move with your body like they do here. So I mean, It was a lot painful last year when those new boards came in. I think
Yeah.
a lot of teams were excited about that, to hear that was happening. So
Were you able to capitalize on the Bayshore bounce at all before they got rid of it?
I did once, yeah, and they tried to keep the Bayshore bounce with the new boards. They're still pretty bouncy, but there's nothing like those wood boards that puck just pops off them like it was
Like
it
a
was
trampoline.
nuts. Oh my god.
You'd see a puck dumped in from the red line, it would just pop out in the
It'd be
slot.
back in the other red line. It was nuts.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah,
but did you like playing that rink? Like, how did that rink compare to some of the others?
I loved it, honestly, because no team wants to go in there and play there. So you kind of have the advantage off the puck drops, knowing, hey, we have these boards, we have this. This team doesn't want to be here. We get in their head pretty quick. We get our feet moving, and things happen, and that's kind of their motto there. So I mean, it's an advantage playing there, honestly. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. So before we talk about the trade, let's talk about your college commitment. Talk to me about committing to Cornell. Obviously, got to be pretty darn smart to go to Cornell University, Ivy League school. So walk me through that process and the excitement level there.
Yeah, I mean, my first year at SAC, I didn't really know much about it. We had a little Gouge tournament preseason, like I said, and there's a lot of college scouts there, NHL scouts there. So I knew I had to play well and see what could happen. So after a few games, I started talking to a few teams. I had a pretty solid tournament. So Cornell talked to me after a game, and it was just like, let's keep in touch, see where things go. And I guess I got better. So they kept in touch with me. And then you kind of got to weigh out the other schools that you have and see what's the best fit for you. And I mean, Cornell's, when I went there and saw the campus, it was
beautiful.
Like, oh, it's stunning. So I knew it was the right choice for me. The history of the team, the rink, the history of all that, and just the atmosphere of the fans. I've never seen fans like that before. So I knew it was a spot, and when I got the commit there, I was pretty excited. So
yeah, pretty cool spot up there in Ithaca.
Mm-hmm.
I have a connection. My grandfather actually worked there for a long time, lived his whole life there. So pretty cool. I had the chance to walk around campus. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really cool spot.
Yeah, so I got to go to a Cornell-Harvard game on my visit.
Oh, wow, nice.
So that's like one of the biggest rivalries in college. And a funny thing Cornell does is they throw fish on the ice. So there's about 300 to 400 fish trying to throw it at the Harvard players, and it smells terrible in there, but it's pretty insane.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's pretty wicked. So again, what's the excitement level for you of knowing that that's on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, you commit to school because you're excited to go there, and as soon as you can get there, you want to get there. So obviously I'm really excited, and yeah, the academics aren't going to be easy, but that comes with it. I did the same at SAC, and I'm not the brightest human, but I work hard and I get my work done. So I'm super excited to kind of be able to weigh out the school and the hockey and see where things take me.
Yeah, let's talk again a little bit about the academic side of things.
Yeah.
I know that was a grind, and obviously is a grind at SAC, and now again going to a high-level Ivy League college. What does that part play? And obviously, when it's all said and done, a degree from Cornell University, that's going to get you a long way.
Yeah, I mean, my family and I looked at it, and you go to a great hockey school, and obviously you want hockey to be your end of your career. So that was a big goal of mine. And then you also look at Cornell and you go, holy crap, like this education's incredible. If hockey doesn't work out, you got your plan B, and having a Cornell degree is pretty special. So both of them, the hockey and the school, is unbelievable. So
absolutely. So let's talk trade a little bit. This is a great story. I've heard it a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
You get the call and know you're going to Erie. Walk me through it.
Yeah, so I was actually getting treatment on a table at Owen Sound, and my assistant coach came in and said, "Your agent's trying to call you. You got to go call him." And first thing comes to your mind, obviously, is am I getting dished? And obviously, I heard the news, and I got on the phone with Brown and my agent, and he just said, "Yeah, we're super excited to have you." And I was still in shock at that point. Talked to him for a bit, and then I called my dad. And I was like, "Dad, I'm getting traded," and obviously that was a bit of a shock to my parents. I mean, we got used to Owen Sound. It was my second home, so it was tough to hear. But I mean, I love this place. It's been unreal the first 2-3 weeks here, and I'm super grateful for the opportunity I've been given, and hopefully we can run with it.
Absolutely, and I can imagine, especially the mind of a 17, 18-year-old, right, knowing that you're going to go from Owen Sound 6 hours north, right on the bay, to a city, more of a city, right in Erie, like we were talking about off air, and moving to a new country. What is that like, and that transition at your age?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't easy. I wasn't expecting to get traded. I mean, you look at it as, hey, is this trade going to be good for me or is it not going to be good for me? And I talked to my agent and he knew it was going to be good for me. And all you got to come in with is a positive attitude and say, hey, I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to try to earn my spot and see where things take me. And that's been working. So, I mean, it's tough coming from kind of like a spot up north with not much there. Then you come to a city like Erie and you have movies, everything to do here. So I've had a lot of fun. I mean, you come out of the rink and you get to go hang out with the boys anywhere. So it's pretty special to be here, and yeah, I'm super grateful.
What have you liked about working with Keenan Reynolds, with Chris Millette, and the Otters coaching staff so far in your short time here?
Yeah, I mean, they have tons of experience. I mean, talking to Keenan, he knows what he's talking about. He looks at the offensive side. He loves looking at your positives, and he also looks at your negatives. So, I mean, he's taught me a lot so far. I've had a few video sessions with him in the past few weeks, and it's been really good for me. And the other two, I mean, they're one of the best. I mean, we have meetings with them. They do their job, and they just want you to exceed. So they want you to get to the next step, which either is college hockey or pro, and they're just looking out for you in the end.
Absolutely, and obviously a former Owen Sound attack legend in Keenan Reynolds as well, so he gets it.
Yeah.
And a guy who's traded in his career. So how does that, has that been something you guys have talked about and kind of dealing with kind of the same things, going from Owen Sound to an American team?
Yeah, he definitely talked about it. He went from Owen Sound to Flint, I think he said, and he said it wasn't easy, but you just got to get comfortable, and you just got to enjoy it, right? So you get a new opportunity to prove yourself, and you got to run with it. And he's been super great with me. Frasca stepped in, and he texted me right away saying I've been traded, like you're gonna have lots of fun. We're excited to have you. So I mean, all the guys stepped in, texted me, and made me really comfortable. So
what is that process like of getting comfortable, getting to know new teammates, a new rink, a new schedule, just a new billet? Obviously, some familiarity with Oliver Turner, I imagine, helped. But what is that process like?
Yeah, you're asking a lot of questions. Honestly, I was asking a lot of boys questions, and I think they probably were getting fed up with it. But they were looking out for me and helping me with schedule, what we do pregame, what we do postgame. So I met them in Barrie at the hotel, and we went out to dinner, and I talked to all of them, and they kind of threw me through the schedule and kind of said how our days go and all that, and they made it super easy for me. So I'm, again, super grateful for the guys.
So you jump on the ice, first game in Barrie and the second game in Owen Sound. What was that first weekend like?
Yeah, I mean, two great teams, so it wasn't easy, but I mean, coming back to Owen Sound, that was a little weird, going in the opposition room and being on the other side of the red line for warm-ups in the game, and seeing a bunch of smiles looking at you from the other side of the ice. But I mean, you go into that rink and you want to beat them. You got traded, so you look at it as they didn't want you, and this team wants you. So I looked at it as, I'm going to put my all out here and try to win a game and see what we can do. But yeah, it was definitely weird.
Had you ever had an experience like that, playing against a former team ever?
I played on the Mississauga Rebels for 7 years, went to SAC for 2 years, and then that was my first kind of new team. So it was definitely weird, but it's been a great transition.
Certainly. So then looking ahead, you'd obviously heard a lot about playing in Erie.
Yeah.
How did that first weekend live up to the hype about the fans and everything that goes into a game night at the Erie Insurance Arena?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, the boys kind of hinted to me during the week that this place is going to get rowdy, and they said when you score a goal, that place erupts, and they weren't wrong. I mean, the Erie fans are unbelievable. They're our seventh player on the ice, honestly. They give us tons of wave throughout the game, and they give us that motivation that, hey, they're here for us, we got to play for them. So, I mean, our home record's unbelievable for a reason, and they're definitely a big part of it.
You score your first goal in an Honors uniform.
Yeah.
Walk me through that moment.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie came down the wall, and I knew he saw me, so I just went to the back door, and he put it right on my tape, and all I had to do was put it in the net, and that rink blew up. So, I mean, it was pretty special. I was pretty fired up, that's for sure, to get my first out of the way and kind of get things rolling. It kind of helps with the confidence. So
absolutely. Once you get that first one right, then it kind of the floodgates open, and you look at the stats, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, after that first one, I gained my confidence. We through the first two games, me and Eddie Frass didn't have anything, or Eddie had a goal, but you can just see we got so comfortable with each other. we were seeing each other through the ice, through players, and we have a pretty good connection. So we knew going into the weekend with Ottawa and Ice Dogs, we're gonna do some damage, and we did that. So I mean, it definitely felt good to get a win on Saturday in front of the fans, and it felt good to get our line going. So.
Absolutely. And again, you walk me through that connection with that line, because you guys, again, you look at the stats, it is pretty impressive what you three have done, especially since your addition to the club.
Yeah, I mean, they're two special players. I mean, everything's pretty easy with them. You just got to find open ice, and they find you. And I look at it as the same way. They find open ice, I'll find them. And I think we just work well together because we're all smart hockey players. We have the nick to get to the net and do the dirty things, but we also have that skill, and we can make plays. So, I mean, we work so well together, so it's exciting.
Absolutely. It's been a joy to watch,
Yeah.
obviously, from the outside perspective that I have. It's been thrilling to watch you guys play together and make things happen. And obviously, the next thing is the power play. Obviously, it was a bit of a struggle point for this club, and operating over 30% since your arrival. Has the power play always been a specialty of yours? Walk me through, your perspective on why it has gotten to the point it's gotten to.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody that's smart can play a power play. You just got to see the seams. You see the shot you got to take, and I think my IQ works so well on a power play because I can see all that. So, I mean, I think it is my specialty. I love the power play, getting a man up and having that extra pass. So, I mean, it's pretty fun. And yeah, we the past couple of weeks we've taken power play pretty serious. We go on the ice early twice a week, and we're on after practice working on it. The boys are communicating. We have video, so we dialed in a lot on that, and we're working on new plays. We're always working on it, so finding new things to do out there, and kind of realizing, hey, if this doesn't work, let's move to this. Kind of figure that out. So I mean, it's all about communication, and we're doing that. So I mean, we have tons of skilled players on the power play, and it's working right now. So.
And with you as well, obviously the book on you that I'd heard from everybody is this guy's a pass first guy. He can put the puck in the net, but he's an unreal playmaker. We've seen that, but the goals have been coming in very fast and furious for you. What has led to that, do you think?
I think Eddie and Frask, honestly, I make a pass and I get open, and they're not just, hey, I'm looking to shoot. Like, I'm not looking to pass, and that's what I've noticed. I mean, you look at the goal in Sudbury, I drop it to Eddie, and he draws two guys in, leaves me empty in front of the net, and all I have to do is put in the net. So, again, I'm with two very skilled, smart players, and hockey's come easy with those two. So I'm very grateful to be with them.
You got to ask you about the celebrations as well. You've had some fun ones.
Yeah.
Is that what comes to mind there? The one in Sudbury sticks out to me because that was such a crucial moment in that game, and it completely, for me, that was the moment that won the game for the Otters, was that goal. So walk me through the celebrations, and you've had some fun on the road, especially with them.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are really important. So I mean, they're definitely in our ear, so I like to get in their ear when we score. And yeah, a couple of celebrations, kind of just tell them to sit down. And yeah, it's our game, it's our rink. So I mean, yeah, I love giving it back to the fans because they're definitely rowdy every rink we go to. So yeah, just shoving it back at them, and yeah, that's probably one of the funnest things to do.
I was say you had the little flex on the one, you had the ears in Sudbury.
Yeah.
I mean, is there one that sticks out to you as a favorite?
Yeah, I think the North Bay one, when I kind of did that flex and kind of point out my ears
Okay.
to tell them to kind of quiet down, was pretty fun. I mean, I think of doing that if everybody thinks about scoring OT going, and that was kind of my thing. I wanted to do that if I scored an OT, and when I scored that, I was like, screw it, whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? So North Bay gets pretty rowdy, and to kind of quiet them like that was pretty special.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's got to be a fun. Something about playing the villain role on the road too. Like, it's great to win at home, and you're almost expected to win your home games. It's fun to play in with the fans, but I like embracing the villain role on the road. And obviously, you haven't been a part of an Erie London game yet, but that's obviously a terrific rivalry, and hopefully you get a chance to score up there at Canada Life Place and have some fun with 9,000 plus.
Yeah, that'd be pretty amazing. I mean, I've played at some pretty solid rinks, but scoring in London and shushing those fans would be pretty nice. So
yeah, that one certainly win over plenty of Otters folks. So let's step away from the ice a little bit. What do you like to do away from the rink? What are some of your favorite activities when you're not playing?
Yeah, I mean, during the summer, golf is a big one. I think a lot of hockey players like golf. It kind of gets your mind off hockey and lets you be in the outdoors and kind of let your frustration out on a low ball. So, I mean, I love it. A lot of my boys love it. So, that's a big one. And honestly, I just love watching movies, going to the movies with the boys, or watching movies in somebody's house. It's chill, it's fun. It's kind of our time to relax when we're going hard all day. So I think movies are also a fun one. I like
You
to do.
mentioned when you were in Prague that there's a lot of famous movie spots.
Yeah.
Are you a big like movie nerd, movie guy?
Okay, so I watch a lot of movies, but I'm so bad with names. If somebody asked me who's this, who's that, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So, but I mean, I love movies. With my billet mom Beth, we always talk about movies. So, yeah, it's a fun time.
Absolutely. So is there a favorite franchise, favorite movie for you?
I'm big on Marvel. That's
Marvel,
for sure.
okay.
Yeah. Me and Turner just watched one of the new Marvel movies. I already forgot what it's called, but yeah, that was a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've just never been able to get into movies. Like
Yeah.
I like see, I'll sit there and watch a baseball game for 3
Yeah.
hours. I can't keep the attention span for movies. I love music, like that's my other thing, but
Yeah.
like for movies for me, I don't know why. Like it's such a strange thing to
I
not
know.
be into, because especially like you're right, like in being able to see like, oh wow, this was filmed here. Like
Yeah.
I love that. Like
Yeah.
that's super cool. But
Yeah.
but no, that's awesome, man. And again, Erie, not a bad spot for that. We used to have more theaters back in the
Yeah.
day. We just got the one up there now. But is that a pretty popular activity between you and the guys, or one that's really popped up recently since your acquisition?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been here much, but going to the movies has definitely been a topic in the room. So a lot of the guys like movies, and Rit's tough to get to a movie because he just wants all the scary stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, it's been fun.
Not a scary movie guy.
Like yes and no. I found sometimes when I'm with the boys, I'm like the most chill when it
Okay.
comes to all the jump scares, but when I'm by myself, I'm hiding my eye. I can't look at the screen.
Yeah,
But
I can't
when I'm
do
with
it.
people, I'm fine. But when I'm by myself, scary movies are not the thing.
I
for
just
me.
don't like being scared.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I don't
know.
know. It's just not like Halloween. Tim, my broadcast partner's all into the scary movies,
Yeah.
the Halloween. I'm like, that's all you, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do the being scared.
Yeah, I just
but
find it funny seeing all the other guys get scared.
that's true
That's
though. When
what
you're
I
in a
like.
group setting with your
It's
buddies,
funny.
though.
Yeah, it's funny when half the guys are screaming and you're just standing there laughing. But by yourself, it's always the ease covering the
Yeah.
screen. So
Absolutely. What else
Yeah.
have you guys been able to do since your acquisition? Obviously, you've only been here a couple of weeks. You've been on the road
Yeah.
a bunch as well. But what have you liked about Erie? What's maybe been a favorite spot that you've hit up so far?
yeah, I mean, all the boys are super close. There's no groups in the team. Everybody's kind of together. I mean, at my billet Beth's house, she has a hot tub, so a couple of the guys.
That's
come
not
over.
bad.
Oh yeah, they love it. So a couple of the guys come over for hot tub. I mean, we'll go to certain guys' houses and play poker, do whatever, and just chill together and kind of talk and you know that's how we are. We love talking. We love being in the room talking. There's a bunch of conversations going on, so that's kind of what we do.
Is there anything better than just sitting around, chilling, and sharing stories?
No,
right?
in
Like,
the locker room, that's pretty fun. There's some interesting stories that go around, but
probably not a lot that we can share on
no,
the show.
probably not. But they're funny, and yeah, that's the best part for sure.
Absolutely. Have you found like a good spot in Erie yet, or is there a good local spot that comes to mind, or other than just the houses?
Yeah, honestly, there hasn't been a local spot so far. I mean, for food, me and Turner and Plant go to Tropical.
Tropical Smoothie
Tropical
Cafe.
Smoothie. So we love that, and Chipotle's a big one. We've been
Yep.
there way too many times. So I guess we look at it as kind of healthy, Tropical Smoothie and Chipotle, but
Yeah, it's not
better than
terrible.
eting burgers. So
Yeah.
yeah, those.
Do they have Chipotle in Owen Sound?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Owen Sound
probably
doesn't have
not.
many fast foods, so it's kind of new world up here, which is really nice. So a lot of options.
Yeah, you go up on Peach Street. It's a different land compared
God,
to
it's
what
great.
you have in Owen
Oh,
Sound.
yeah,
so-
Owen Sound's got 5 restaurants, so
Yeah.
you choose from there, and
Although some great home cooking in Owen Sound.
yeah, very much.
So,
Yeah.
but no, that's awesome. And again, the transition, I can imagine, pretty
Yeah.
life-changing going from Owen Sound to Erie. I know we touched on that a little bit. You mentioned Oliver Turner a couple of times. We didn't really get to dig deep on that. Talk to me about
Yeah.
your connection with him, obviously building with him now and playing with him in St. Andrews, being close there.
Yeah, so we've been together for 7 years now. I'd like to say we played together on the Rebels during our U14 and U16 year, I would say. And we've been best friends since then. We went to Halifax, watched World Juniors when they were there with Bedard, and that was pretty special. Then he told me he's going to SAC, and I didn't even talk to him at that point. And I was talking to a couple prep schools, and then SAC came out of nowhere, and I was like, this would be the spot for me, and I got lucky enough to dorm with him there and room with him, and our bond grew even stronger there, and we've been together for 5 years from there. Then we separated this year. That wasn't easy, obviously, since we were together for so many years. But yeah, when the trade happened, I texted and I was like, I think I'm coming to your house. So he was pretty excited, and I was too. And it definitely made the transition a lot easier knowing somebody you've been with for several years. So yeah, I think we're really good friends, and it's been tons of fun being with him again.
Especially getting somebody you're that close with.
Yeah.
Like when you have a trade, again, like there could be a situation where you get traded and you go somewhere that you know absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
To have somebody that you're that close with, that's got to make that transition a lot easier.
It was. I was so lucky, honestly. I knew him. I knew Challenger because I went to school with him when we were younger. So knowing guys definitely makes the transition a lot easier. And to get to a team with one of your best friends is pretty special. So he did a great job of welcoming me, introduced me to a bunch of new people, and yeah, it's been great.
That's huge. And again, to have that when you arrive is really big. Well, as we kind of wrap things up here, let's talk a little bit about the future. What does the future look like for you? Obviously, we're still pretty early on in the season, about a third of the way through. Obviously, with the commitment looming over your head, what kind of goes through your mind? What are you thinking about in terms of that next step?
I mean, Erie's a great spot. I mean, you develop here, and that's what I want. I want to come in a junior, develop, and I want to win hockey games, and I think we can do that here. We haven't had the best start, but we're growing, and we're getting stronger and better, and we're growing as a team. So I think Erie fans have a lot to look forward to, and I'm super excited. I mean, Cornell's the end goal for me right now, and to be here with the coaching staff and the facility and everybody that supports us here, it's truly special. So I'm excited for the next year or two and to develop and hopefully get a winning team here and rack some wins up. So it's exciting.
That's really exciting. And obviously, with this club here, this team, and obviously it's been a little bit of a struggle on the road, but man, this team's really good on home ice. So a lot of home games coming up as well for the club. So that's got to be exciting as well for you guys to at least be home a little bit and get used to playing here in Erie. What are some goals for this club, for yourself here as you work your way through this season here?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get in a playoff spot. Playoff hockey is the best hockey. So, yeah, I think as a group, everybody wants each other to succeed. So we talked about it a couple of days ago. If we're a good hockey team, guys are going to get noticed. So to try to rally together and get a good hockey team going, and for this year and next year will be exciting, and that's what we're looking forward to. We want to win hockey games and bring joy to the fans. So
absolutely, no better way to put a bow on it. Michael, thanks so much for taking some time. This was fun, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for another episode of Ott The Record. Reminder, you can find us everywhere you get your podcasts. Also, live every Thursday on the Gem City Sports Podcast Network, presented by Rebich Investments. Again, a big thank you for our guest, Michael Deck. My name is Trevor Cabea. Thanks so much for joining us on another episode of Ott The Record.